Hello, welcome to this brand new series that we are doing, which is the monthly games of PlayStation. Set it all back to front for your convenience. The first game that we have played this month was Stray. Tom also has played it. I got about 20 minutes in, and it made me feel a bit motion sickness. So that is definitely something to be to note of if you were to play that game.
Well, you're quite soft though, aren't you, when it comes to
Yeah,
motion sickness?
games like PC games can do that to me, like RV there, or certain other games. If I'm not in the right mind frame in the room, it can make me motion sick. But it did get me going.
We get travel sickness sometimes quite easily if we're tired, and also on VR after a certain while we can get quite sickly. So I think bear that in mind. Most people probably won't get travel sickness or feel motion sickness from Stray. But Stray was interesting. I played it for a little bit. Played it for a little bit more than you, it seems.
Yeah.
So probably more of an opinion than you have. It's I don't know. It's aesthetically it's really cool to look at, I guess. It's a cat, and you can do cat things, which I think will please people who like cats.
Yeah, and you can create your own cat, but not to say that I got there or you got there. So
you didn't get far enough to create your own cat.
No, I didn't, which is a shame.
But you can like scratch the doors, and you can knock things off the shelves
and the carpet
and stuff like that. Yeah. It looks good, but gameplay wise, it just seems like you are moving up to objects, pressing X to jump on certain things. It's not like I thought it was going to be a bit more linear than it was, but I mean, and I've only played a little bit of it, and it feels a bit more open than I thought, as in like the routes you can take to jump around places. I think there is only one route, but finding the route is a bit more difficult than I thought.
I found
maybe.
that quite easy and / boring. I don't know, people say obviously about Telltale games being a bit, en route or a bit like on rails, etc. And I felt like this game was that, like other than the puzzle solving, I know we only played 20 minutes and sure it gets a bit more complex than
you
that.
You only played 20 minutes.
Yeah, and then I kind of just felt like the puzzles, whatever. I am curious to know how the puzzles would get better with a cat, because you'd have to make it dumb enough, the puzzles, for a cat to kind of be able to do a little bit.
Well, there was some platforming stuff. Did you do the bits with the plugs at the beginning?
Yes.
So you had to sort of like move one of the things along. You had to take a plug out, so it moved a cupboard along, and then you could jump on top of the cupboard to get the other plug.
Yeah, I didn't mind that. I did, like you said, I think the parkour is boring as hell. I mean, people used to moan at Assassin's Creed being just hold X and you do all the parkour. I just thought it was a bit boring, considering that's one of the main features of the game.
I'd say it was a bit better than that though, because there were areas where you had to sort of go, oh no, I need to go that way, so I need to just point the cursor in this direction, wait for the X to appear, and then I press X, and then you jump up there. But you don't do any of the jumping, basically. You can't fall off anything.
No, it's so on rails.
It's a bit like the old Zelda games. I don't know if the new ones are like that now, but no, they're not. But like the old Zelda games where the jump would be automatic for you. You just have to say where you want to jump.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I agree. For something that's like a cat game, I want to be able to sort of put the power in the jump, and I want to be able to aim where I want to jump and go where I want to go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I felt like it got a good representation of cats in there. I thought the character or the cat felt like a cat. I mean, we've all seen the videos of the motion capture that they've got of the cats, etc., which, I mean, tops to the people who worked with the cats, because there must have been an absolute ball ache. But I would say, actually, considering the game, obviously, it's an indie dev team, or I don't know, it doesn't feel like a AAA game.
No,
and the graphics definitely don't look that great. I weren't that impressed with the graphics that much. Like the nose looked a bit cardboardy.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised about the fur. Like, considering it's a cat game, I was expecting like the fur to be a bit better. Yeah. But I do think it is low budget in that regard. So, like I said, aesthetically, it has a cool look because all the humans are gone and it's just robots that are there. And I guess you're going to unravel why this world is how it is, which I think is semi-interesting. Like they could do some cool stuff with it. So I didn't totally dislike that either. But yes, graphically in places it's not great. Some of the lighting's not bad though. Like, and it does a lot with lighting.
I did feel like it was quite. Obviously we did the intro or whatever, and I do feel like it was quite cutscene heavy. And I also. I just thought it was a bit cutscene heavy. I did like the fact that also the meows would give you hints if you meowed. You would meow and then like a light would glow and kind of show you what you had to do, etc. But yeah, I think overall for Stray, I don't know, for me personally who plays a bit more actiony games, Stray's a bit boring. I think obviously maybe it's a bit of a cutesy game that you can play. I think it's perfect time of year for it, where you're cuddled up on the sofa, maybe with your cats, playing a cat game. But I do think it's a bit boring. You kind of hold X and you go through it all, and then you figure out some puzzles. And for me, I don't know if it's worth. Would I continue playing after the 20-30 minutes? No, not for me. I don't think I'll go back to that game. There's too many other good games out there for me to put time in. But I think it's probably for maybe a younger or less gamer-friendly audience. But
Gamer-friendly audience?
Yeah, less. Like someone like, I don't know, I'd say girlfriends, but girls play games just as much. But
I know what you mean. Yes, it feels like someone that's not massively into gaming. It's probably more up their street than it is everything else. I'm sure it did well when it came out for streaming people as well. I tend to like more smaller indie, these kind of games. Like I can't remember what it was called. The horror game with the two little devil inside. I can't remember what it was called now. But I really like Little Nightmares. That was it. Little Nightmares series and stuff like that. But Little Nightmares series is way more. There's way more puzzles and stuff that you can do. This didn't have enough of that. There was a really cool bit early on. I don't know if you did this with the drum, where you have to get in the drum and you walk.
Yes.
And I was like, if there's a lot more of this kind of stuff,
could be interesting.
I would be really into that. But it was a lot of jumping around.
Yeah.
And and the jumping didn't feel satisfying because you were just turning and pressing X.
Yes.
I think that was the thing. If I had some jumps, I was like, I reckon I can make that. Yeah. I'd enjoy that. Whereas this didn't.
Whereas it was like, where can I see the next X highlight? Okay, cool. Or you can even hold X and just look in the right direction and it will jump for you. And it's like, all right, okay, cool.
I might give this another 10 minutes and see how it plays on me, but I'm not that keen to go back, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, fair. Same with me. I don't think I would touch it again for myself. Well, going on to the second game of the month is the W2C racing game, rally?
What did you just call it?
I mean, W2C, is it not?
Isn't that an R? Isn't it World Rally Championship?
Well, that's what I thought it would make sense, but it does look like a 2, so that does look like a 2. So yeah, World Rally Championship. We've been calling it Sega Rally because that's the only game. Well, that's the only game I know. But
did you even play Sega Rally very much?
No, not really. I just knew of the blue Subaru.
Right, I played Sega Rally. Look, I had a Sega Saturn and I had Sega Rally, and I loved that game. I don't play too many simulator type of games, if I'm honest. Like Gran Turismo, maybe I played the second one a long time ago, but I normally prefer the Burnout or the arcade kind of races. Although I did have a stint where I played Colin McRae Rally.
I've never heard of that.
Oh my God. I think that was for the PlayStation 2, maybe 3, but I think it was PlayStation 2. Colin McRae Rally, that was quite fun, and that was slightly more simulated. When I first started playing it, I was like, I don't like how much this skids. Like, it just, you can skid very easily. And I was like, okay, maybe I've got to control the drift. But obviously it's not an arcade racer. Yeah. You don't control the drift. It's not something, you kind of need to stay in control. So you're going up and down small roads on your own. Well, with your co-driver that basically is next to you going like, take a left, take a right. In Sega Rally, you used to go, easy left, maybe, easy right, maybe. And I used to like that. But in this, there's a lot more. Like, they're throwing a lot more like words and numbers at you and how far and what speed you should be doing, all that kind of vibe. And there is an element where you're driving and you're like, am I going, like, you either go fast and you slip and slide and you smash into things and you think you're not controlling it right, or you then go slower and you go, am I going too slow? Like, am I like being really bad at this and going slow because I'm being careful? But actually, that's how you're meant to play it more.
Yeah.
Because it is a simulation. You can't just put your finger down on the trigger. You can't just sort of slide around those corners. You've got to be more careful. And once I got into that mindset of it, I didn't mind it. Like, they've got a really cool career mode where you sort of build your team and you have a set amount of money, and if you make damages on your car each go, you have to pay the money to repair those damages. You have sponsorship deals and you sort of go through the weeks, a bit like, you know, Football Manager. You go through the weeks and you're like, okay, well, I'll use them there, I'll do this. And I didn't completely hate it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not hugely into simulation games, so this is probably not coming from the right person to talk about a simulation, car simulation, let's
Yeah,
say,
I mean,
game.
me and you both. I mean, we're just casual gamers. Well, I'm a bit more casual than you when it comes to
far more
games,
casual
and
than me.
I suppose I guess this is what you'll get from the standard gamer. I mean, the game I played, obviously, I played some of the game, some of the rally game, and yeah, I agree. I think it takes a little bit of time to get used to. You have to try and get out the mindset of it being so arcadey, which is fine. I would say personally, I think if you're into that type of rally car driving, then maybe that's something for you. But I don't know, for me personally, I thought it handled well, I thought it looked cool, I thought obviously you can smash up your car and all of that sort of looks pretty nice and neat. I just don't know if I don't care enough about the rally courses. I obviously they're based on real courses, but I think for me, I would rather be racing in sand dunes and doing some weird ones down the Alps or something like that. Maybe there is stuff like that in there, but I guess the maps I played were a bit obviously town-like and they looked a bit more realistic, and so I don't know. For me, I would prefer more of an arcade game. I think that would get me playing a bit more. I did enjoy it for the time I played, and maybe if you wanted something a bit more serious, you'd enjoy it a bit more, but I couldn't see myself spending any more hours on it than the 20 minutes or whatever I played of it.
My only thing, like I said, it's a simulation arcade. It's a racing simulator game, which is not really my side of things. But I will say that I was slightly disappointed graphically, and I'm not a graphics whore in any regards, to be honest. But considering what I have seen other simulation games, I know Gran Turismo is like
An F1.
I know you've got F1. Gran Turismo though obviously looks beautiful, and then you've got Forza,
Yeah.
which also looks beautiful. And I don't know, and I know Gran Turismo is maybe feels a different void. This is obviously more rally, but it looked more basic, like way more basic actually, when you look at the graphics of it. I don't know when it was released. I don't know if it's a really old game actually, if I'm being
Even
honest.
down to just the other models of the characters that are standing outside. I know they're basic, but even that, or the rain, like it was lacking. I agree with you, because other than once you've got the car driving mechanics done for your racing game, surely the next thing after is just graphics and the detail of what it looks like. And I know that's a bit more, complicated than us just saying, oh, you should have better graphics. But yeah, I agree. I think compared to the other racing car games out there, this does come across a bit more budget in terms of graphics.
Yeah, but I will like the career mode. Like I said, I don't know what all those other career modes are like in the other simulations, but I was semi-interested in it, and I was more interested in it than I thought I was going to be, if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I think for me personally, yeah, I think that's me done. I'm happy to see it out. I mean, obviously it's a bit of an unfortunate month, the fact that Art Raiders came out, and we're so keen on that at the moment. But yeah, I think for this game, for a rally car game, or just even a driving game, it would have to take a lot for me to go back and want to play it. This, it didn't do enough, because I wouldn't go back and play it, and I wouldn't go back to play the F1 games, even though I have played them. I would say this has probably got me more hooked on a racing game than an F1 game, because the F1's a bit too serious. Whereas this is a little bit more in between, like you said, oh, I had to buy extra for my car parts or whatever. Whereas the F1 game, you're going in a bit more detail to, oh, I've got to make the car parts at this person, this thing, this is going to take 6 weeks for the race, now I need wet wheels, and maybe that is on the rally game, but yeah, for me, I feel like this is maybe a nice in-between, but I wouldn't play it again.
Total Accurate Battle Simulator.
Yeah, the last game of the month to play for free. When I did see this come out, I was quite excited. This is a game I've seen all over the YouTubes of other content creators playing and challenging each other to it. I would say after loading it up and playing it, I'm a bit more disappointed than what I thought. I think the game's been out for a couple of years now, and I've definitely seen it on YouTube for years and years ago. I do feel like it's still, I guess it is what it is, and it's done what it's done, and that's the way the game is. And maybe I just doesn't feel like incompletely polished, but I don't know. I mean, the game allows you to choose all these medieval people and all the other stuff that's a bit wacky and crazy, and I do like that it is quite free flowing with it, and it just kind of lets you to cause a bit of mayhem. But for me personally, I was disappointed in what I got from what I thought I was going to get from the videos I watched. I didn't enjoy the multiplayer. The games of multiplayer I did play, 4 people quit after the first match. I know you can change the rules on it, but the game, there was no other game modes other than the quick match and setting a quick setting. It wasn't like, oh, once you've won this round, you keep your troops and then you've got to build upon your base to keep facing each other, you know, like a bit of not an RTS or a tower defense game, but kind of something like that. You know, I played a game called Mechabellium, which is a bit like that. You get your troops, you post them down, then you upgrade your troops or you put more troops down. There wasn't so much of that. It was just a bit like, oh, you go and play and you can kind of put whatever troops you want down and then you fight each other and then, oh, yippee, and it's cool, it's fun. If you've got mates round, maybe it's something that I would say you would play with mates, but maybe not. I don't really know. It doesn't feel like a game that you'd have a party and play with other people or whatever. Maybe it's something for like a brother and brother to play, or you know, a housemate. But yeah, it didn't really sell me. I thought there were some crazy moments and some funny things within it of people attacking each other, but yeah, I don't know. I was a bit disappointed in this one, and actually going into it, I was the most excited for this one, but I think it's come away, for me personally, as a game that I'm least likely out of the 3 to go back to.
Yeah, I feel like I've either bought this for PC or I have played a version similar to this on PC, and it was kind of what I expected to a degree. Yeah, like there is an slight element of being like, oh, well, if these guys have all this extra armor, maybe I need to use something that's got a giant rock to throw at them because swords aren't going to be, you know, or arrows aren't going to work how they need to. Or if I need to keep distance, I need to put shields in front. But the AI is so, like, silly and purposely so and dumb that when you sort of put your troops down, they just all kind of just walk at each other.
Yes.
And that's fine for maybe 5 minutes, but after that I kind of felt like I wanted, like you said, even upgrading like characters if they survive would have been a good idea, or having stuff like very basic things of saying, this character, don't move, stay here. This character, move here, then here. Yes. Just simple little waypoint things that you could have told your characters to do, so that it could have split the people that are coming at you, or you know, maybe some sort of traps to set. I mean, I guess maybe in a case of becoming a bit more like a tower defense game. Yeah,
exactly. And like, I think that's my problem with it. Is why I'm saying it's not so polished. Is because I just feel like it's so basic, and it's done the basic and the silly and the stupid well, but I just don't understand how you could play more than 5 minutes of it unless you were doing a Twitch stream and you were playing other creators and you had a little mini game that you could bring people in, you span a wheel and you did other stuff. But
There's
yeah,
not,
like you
there's
said,
not
they
much,
just
there's
converge.
not much game to the game.
Yes.
I think that's the yeah. It's like they've built a really good base of being like, oh, this is super silly. Okay, now it's trying to build the game mechanics around it, and it
Yeah.
doesn't feel like they've done that. It
Yeah.
feels like they've done the, hey, wouldn't this be cool if you all could do this? And it's like, yeah, okay. And then once you've done it, you're like, yeah, but what's my purpose here? I
Yeah.
played a bit through the campaign mode, and it's good at introducing you to all the different kind of. It doesn't really. It just says, hey, you can use this character now. You can use this person. So you sort of plonk them down and see what they do. But yeah, ultimately, you're just like, well, I don't know what I don't know. Other than wiping out that small little army coming towards me, I don't feel like there's any real progression. I don't feel like I'm evolving the gameplay in any kind of real way. So yeah, for me, it's kind of like.
And I feel like it's one of those, like when you play against someone, it's whoever can get to the best unit in the game as quick as possible, so that one unit can end up killing 500 people.
I don't know, because
I do feel like it just
some of the
revolves.
some of the units are better than others for different things. I will say that you can't just pick one and let it just destroy everything else. It doesn't quite work that way, I don't think. But yeah, it's just it was a bit nothing key. I thought last month's games where we had Alan Wake, Cocoon, and I can't remember what the third game was. Was it Goat Simulator?
I think so.
I thought last month's was excellent. This month there was less for me to be interested in. Didn't care that much about Stray. Didn't care about a simulation racing game, and I didn't care much for Tabs either. So I was a bit like, okay.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, this one I thought catched me a bit more. Obviously, Tabs I knew, and Stray I knew as a game that I could be quite interested in.
Yeah, but that's because you're too afraid of Alan Wake.
Yeah, I am scared of those type of games. But, well, we weren't doing it that month, so it doesn't matter. So it's starting from now. Yeah, so for me, Tom, Stray, for me, my score out of 5 would probably be a 2 out of 5. Yeah, in terms of going back to play and also just how much I enjoyed out of it. Out of 5, what would you say?
From what I played, 2, I guess. But I don't feel like I've given it a fair playthrough.
This is what it is. This is.
All right.
I've jumped on. Will I play it again? Am I hungry to get back on it? Not really.
I may.
Oh, well, you got to factor that into your results. And Sega Rally, which is not Sega Rally.
It's not Sega Rally.
W2C.
You know what? Look, if I had time and whatever, I feel like I would give it a go and play it a little bit more. But there's so many other games to play, and I don't really want to concentrate on getting better at a racing simulator. So, I don't know, it's a 2, I guess. But that's not a reflection on how good the game actually is. It's just me wanting to go back into it. So.
Yeah, and I would say the same.
It's a decently designed game.
Yeah, I would say the same for me. I think for me, well, I've given it a 2.5 because I like Stray, but I would go back and probably play the racing game if it was a really quiet, dead month and there was no games to play. Like we said, it's unfortunate that Ark Raiders is out and we're smashing that out. So all the other games kind of feel very inferior and don't want to go and waste my time on that when I can be smashing Ark Raiders. But yeah, for me, I think it's a 2.5. I did enjoy it more than Stray. I would go back and play that more than Stray, which is surprising because, like I said, it wasn't a game that I would go back and play. And so Tabs, the last one, for me, it was my most disappointing, and I will be giving it a 1.5 out of 5 in terms of wanting to go back and play. And did I enjoy it for my type of game and gamer? Do I think, is it worth the space on the hard drive? Probably not. So a 1.5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I think it's a 1 for me. I don't understand why I'd ever go back. I sometimes have people round and we all play games together. I wouldn't get it out for that. I don't think it's that.
No.
I don't think it was fun enough. As much as it was interesting to see these different figures fight, it wasn't that fun to watch.
No.
I didn't watch it and go, ha ha ha, look, he's blowing him up, or I don't know. It wasn't that fun or interesting to play. I don't know why I would want to go back into it, which sounds really harsh, but nothing in it gripped me.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. So that leaves the scores at the moment, which we do have an Excel document that will be in the link below if you want to look at the scorings that we have gave them, have given these games over the months, and there will be for every month there will be all these scores that will come in. So just to clarify, that Stray got a 4 out of 10 for us in terms of wanting to go back and play. That's 2 apiece, and the Sega Rally, which I need to change that name to whatever that
World Rally
yeah, World Rally Championship. That got a 4.5, the highest scoring game of this month, which for me, I am shocked because I would have put that as the least going into it. So I am quite pleasantly surprised how good that game was. And the last one, Tabs, got a 1 and a 1.5 from me and Tom, which leaves it with a score of 2.5, which is the lowest scoring, which I actually would have put as the top scoring before going into it. It was the most interested I was out of the 3 going in. But those are the scores. We will do this every month for the new PlayStation games. If you like, in terms of our personalities, and you go, right, I'm only going to take this as a, he's a gamer who is jumping in for 20 minutes. If he kind of likes it, then maybe I'll like it, and that's what I like. Tom's a bit more of an old school gamer, a little bit slower, likes his solo play, whereas I'm a bit more multiplayer heavily / arcade, and a bit more, I don't know, quick paced fun games, I guess, a little bit more. But
Alan Wake was excellent though. Everyone go and play Alan Wake.
So if you got that on the last month's game, go grab that. But that is a bit scary for me. Maybe you'll see later in the channel of me doing actually some scary games on the PC myself. But these are just for a little, hey, this is the PlayStation months. This is not so in depth about what we're going to talk, but it's a bit more of a casual chat. You're talking to your mates, or you're listening to your mates talk about this game and what they liked and played for 20 minutes, and whether it's worth your time downloading. I mean, for me, these games take maybe 5-10 minutes to download. Some people, they take 45 to an hour. Is it worth downloading for an hour? Do I think you would enjoy it? This is what you're getting from me, Curtis, and what you're getting from
me, Tom.
So this is what you're going to get. Please like, please subscribe. There is a video coming out, me challenging Tom at a game of FIFA. That should be out before Christmas. We will be challenging each other in a forfeit game of FIFA, where I get to cause some havoc to Tom's body as well as mine. That sounds really inappropriate.
Yeah, that sounded
that
weird.
is okay. We're fruitful. We signed an NDA, so we can't talk about it. He did, but don't worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. It's all good. Please like and subscribe. Much love and peace to your mothers.
Bye-bye.